I think I only really knew I wanted to direct in the last couple of years, but I didn't really tell anyone except perhaps Aunt, because it just seemed like, you know, there's so many writers in the world and who talk about writing and never write, and there are people who want to direct and talk about directing and don't direct. So I just thought, I'm not going to tell people I want to direct, because everybody wants to direct. I'm just going to do it. Everybody who's worked on the project, from the crew to cast, I mean, so many of the actors said, you know, I had to do this. Once I was told I was being offered the role, I just loved the script so much. So the characters are really fleshed out. They're really three-dimensional. There's a lot going on. There are things you do know. There are things you don't know. There's, it's just so well layered. We've called it a vintage sci-fi or an elegant sci-fi, because it's a period film. It's sort of teens, 20s, 30s-ish, with an element of science fiction involved, but not your standard science fiction. So yes, there are many genres. I knew who the characters were. I knew who I wanted them to be or what they would be like, but then having met the actors, they all, of course, brought so much to the table as well. They knew the script, obviously, very well, and their own characters and the other people's characters, so they all worked on it on their own, and then when I met up with them, we discussed the characters and what their backgrounds were, and 99% of the time we were all on the same page. And if not, we just sort of try various approaches to certain parts of their characters' personalities, but they all knew who their characters were, and it helped the story all come together nicely. There were loads of challenges on a tight budget, but, mostly time and money and time. With such a tight budget, we had to shoot this in 4 weeks. There was no way around it. So we had to do long days, and yeah, that was a challenge, but you know, everybody got little sleep and worked really hard, and we said only nice, talented people on our film, and that's what we got. I was lucky enough that we moved so quickly, because you know, the equipment is so light and so quick, and Simon Dennis is, you know, a great DP, and he can move so quickly. I mean, everybody was great, so everybody could move quickly with us, you know. Departments that were used to having more time between setups didn't have the luxury of that, so they all had to work 20 times as fast, and they all did it. So everybody kept moving around quickly. So I did actually get more takes than I thought I would be able to, and so we covered all bases. We could have done with more bodies in all departments, but everybody still completely rose to the occasion, and the HODs did a great job, and all the assistants and whoever else, you know, everybody in between, the whole crew did a great job working 10 jobs at a time. So it could have been a little easier for everybody if we actually had more manpower or woman power. So it was such a good experience. It was so lovely. I can't believe 4 weeks went by so quickly. I mean, Aunt and I were doing pre-production for a good few months beforehand, but the production itself was just magical. Everybody pitched in. Everybody seemed to enjoy themselves, even when they were working like dogs. And yeah, the cast was super. The crew was super. It was just fabulous 4 weeks. Yes.